And if it doesn't look like the way your mama makes it, please don't come for me. I've been in the pits of cooking. Hi and welcome to another video. My name is Castelline and I'm standing in the kitchen today because I decided to do a meal prep so that it can be easy to have my meals on time and just to have an easy week. So I'm going to be preparing some recipes which I am familiar with and some recipes which are new to me. Particularly, I want to try and prepare chicken adobo, which is a Filipino dish.
No, God, please, no!
But some ingredients I had to strike out, especially like sugar, because like I mentioned before, I'm just trying to stick to a low carb diet. And if it doesn't look like the way your mama makes it, please don't come for me, don't judge me. I do make variations of recipes a lot, so I don't like follow the recipe to the T, especially when I have to make substitute for things like sugar and such. And I wasn't able to find the specific type of vinegar they're using. But there was a recipe that says you can use cane vinegar. I don't know how true that is, but that's the kind of vinegar that I have. I'm just trying to make some fun, delicious recipes that will make it, like, even though I'm eating low carb, it will make the food still appealing and, you know, make the process enjoyable. So my main source of proteins for these meals that I'm going to be preparing, I'm going to be making meatballs. I'll be making the chicken adobo. I'll be making some stir-fried chicken. It's supposed to be like my version of Kung Pao chicken from Panda Express. And then I'll also be making butter chicken. So I have those four. And then in terms of the source of carbohydrates, because it's a household of two, I'll be making some sweet potatoes and some brown rice as well. So this is the plan for now. I've already prepped most of the ingredients. I like to just do that so that when I start cooking, there's no stopping to chop a couple of onions and I have to stop to chop some tomatoes and something. I chopped everything. I prepared everything. I even marinated the butter chicken because I had to do that in advance. So I already marinated the butter chicken. Everything is prepared. So now it's just throwing them into the respective devices where they're supposed to cook, because I'll be using the slow cooker, I'll be using the air fryer, I'll be using the gas stove, and I'll be using the oven as well. It's about to get hot in this kitchen. So that is my meal plan, my meal prep plan for today. I'm not preparing a lot. It's just like I like variety. So that's why I divided the food into a variety of recipes. And if you want to copy a recipe or two here, up to you. But just remember, there's a lot of eye measurements going on with this recipe, so everything, take it with a pinch of salt. Otherwise, I think I'm ready to go. So these are the ingredients I've prepared so far for the chicken dishes, because that's what I'm going to be starting with. Over here, I just have some chicken breast, which is cubed and marinated in yogurt, garam masala, some turmeric, and salt. And then this is the other chicken. This is going to be preparing the stir fry, and for that I'm going to be using some bell pepper, some spring onions, some ginger, which I have here. Yeah, some ginger. There is some garlic, more spring onions, but this is the leaves, and then regular onions, tomatoes, and then this is chicken I'm going to be using to make the chicken adobo. This is a whole chicken, but I have just sectioned it up. It was supposed to be like one of those griller chicken, but I just cut it up into pieces, section it up, and I'm going to be using that to make the chicken adobo. So that is my ingredients. In the back there, I just have a couple of spices. I also have this Cambo cashew nut, which I'm going to be using in the stir fry, and also some chilies, some olive oil, black pepper, garam masala. I have some soy sauce in the back, some vinegar, and salt. So these are the ingredients I'm going to be using. There are others which I haven't taken out just because I have a really small counter space here. But just to give you an idea, for the three main chicken recipes, this is what is going to be going into them. The first food I'm going to start with is preparing the chicken adobo, and this is because I'm going to be putting it in the slow cooker, so it will be out of the way. I just need to sear the chicken first, Just give it a bit of browning and then throw it into the slow cooker to continue cooking while I move on to the stir fry and the butter chicken. So the first step is to brown the chicken with some oil, and the oil was a paid actor because the way it was bursting in my face, I cut out some bits because I actually ran away in this part. It was crazy. So I'm just placing the chicken skin side down first, and then once that is golden brown, I will turn it over, then I will take it out and prepare the rest of the ingredients. The way this oil was behaving, I was just getting really patient, so I just took out the chicken prematurely, but I should have given it more time. But in the same oil, I just added the garlic, and then I went to add the onions. I added bay leaves, and I added whole peppercorn, and then the vinegar and soy sauce. Although I feel like I didn't put enough soy sauce, like the brownness of the chicken didn't look like the way it looks when Filipinos make it. There is definitely a Filipino ancestor somewhere yelling at me. So for the chicken, for the adobo chicken, I've just opted to do a 1 hour slow cook. If it needs more time, I will add more time, but I will check it after 1 hour. I'm cooking it on high, so I think 1 hour should be enough. We'll see after about an hour. Now this wok is new and I was feeling myself chief chef, so I decided to season it by myself.
What are you looking at? What? What are you looking at?
I don't know if I didn't do the process correctly, but when it came to making my stir-fried chicken, everything went downhill from there. Like the chicken was sticking, the pan was just misbehaving. I literally wanted to throw away this wok immediately I was done. For the stir-fried chicken, first thing in is the cashews. Just need to brown them a bit, then take those out. Then after that, I went in with the red chilies as well, gave them a bit of a fry, and then took those out. And then after that, I went in with the spring onions and the ginger and gave that a bit of a stir fry. Now the recipe I was following, you're supposed to fry the chicken in batches, but I thought the wok was big enough, so I put all the chicken, and look at the way it's just sticking to the side. Bruh. It was just chaotic, hectic. And you know what, I was just like, I'm going with it. After a while, I just added the salt and the black pepper and said, fine, it's done. Added the rest of the ingredients that I had pre-fried and just continued with it because there was no saving it. So I toasted for a while, and then I went ahead to add the sauce, and then I just continued tossing it with the sauce until it was reduced, after which I finally added my bell peppers. I wanted them to be last so they won't shrivel up too much. They can still have a bit of bite to them. So after the catastrophe of the stir-fried chicken, I moved on to the butter chicken, and on the side I put the rice to boil. For the brown rice, usually, you know, the ratio of water to rice, it's quite high, so you have to boil it with the pot open, and then once the water reduces a bit, you can cover it and let it continue to cook. And then for the butter chicken, simple process, just stir frying the garlic and the onions. Then I add the spices which I used in the marinade. And then after that, I'm just going to be adding the tomatoes and letting that simmer until the tomatoes wilt. So after the tomatoes wilted, I added a bit of tomato paste just for that bit of richer color and taste. After mixing that in, I added a cup of chicken broth. I just needed a bit more liquid because I will need to leave it simmering for a while. And the final ingredient I'm adding is double heavy cream. That's why it's so thick. I didn't end up using any more butter on it because I felt like it was already rich enough. So I just let that sit and simmer for a while. Then I came in with an immersion blender. This is just to smooth out everything so I can have like a consistent paste before I add the rest of the chicken, and then I'll cover that and let that simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes before I take it off the stove. As you can see from my face, I've been in the pits of cooking. So I just finished preparing the butter chicken. The simmering is done. The rice is also done. The chicken adobo, I ended up doing it for 2 hours. Now it's done. The meat is literally falling off the bone. I just finished rolling out my meatballs. This is what I was working on while the butter chicken and the rice was cooking. So I was planning to just, what do you call it, braise, what is it, braising? Brown them on the pan and then pop them in the oven. But then I just thought, why don't put them in the air fryer? That works too. So I just want to go to Google and see what is the temperature and the duration and blah, blah, blah. And I'll pop them in the air fryer and forget about them. Because that process of browning them on the pan and the way the oil have already been burnt, the oil will be jumping everywhere. I don't want to go through that right now. So I'll pop them in the air fryer. After that, I think everything is done. Oh, except for the sweet potatoes. I need to prepare the sweet potatoes, or I might not prepare them in this video.
Failure. Hiya.
I'm feeling a bit tired. I think I'll prepare the sweet potatoes tomorrow and I'll saute some vegetables definitely just to have for dinner today. And then sweet potatoes I'll prepare tomorrow, and then that will be it for the meal prep. So the people at Google told me to do 200 degrees for 14 minutes. Let's have a look. Okay, nice color. That will do. In case you're wondering if I'm going to make a gravy for it, I'm not. I usually just eat them with barbecue sauce or any sauce available. So I didn't stir fry any vegetables. I steamed some broccoli, which is that over there, and that is it for my meal prep. The meals, I expect them to last for about 3 or 4 days. And that is it for this chaotic meal prep video. Thanks for hanging out and see you on the next one.